Hello and welcome to the winners bracket finals of Group C from the RaidCall EMS 1 Summer 2013 group stages, and we'll see Mouz facing Red in the Dark. And the reason why these two teams are here is because Mouz was able to beat 4FC in a best out of 3 last week, while Red in the Dark was able to beat Alliance yesterday in a best out of 3. That puts these two teams in a winners bracket of Group C. The winner of this game will move on to the LAN finals in Poland, while the loser will face Alliance or 4FC that come from the loser bracket, a game that is playing right now as well on Toby's stream. And we have a 3-man team here providing you with coverage today. There is one person that you won't hear nor see. It is Music. He'll be providing you with all the stats inside the game. It is our stats man, MusikDota, or right now, Music Stats. And of course, Kanaz is my co-caster for today. Welcome back.
Good to be back.
So, Mouz not with their full lineup. I personally don't know Zizou.
He used to play for KP
Ah,
before
okay.
they kicked him off to put, and I think Come With Me? I think they replaced him with Come With Me.
He wasn't on KP for such a long time then.
Just since like Eternal Envy, he was with Eternal Envy
Okay.
for a short period of time, so he got kicked off right after that.
Okay, well, we'll see how they will weave him in, as of course Fada usually plays a pretty important role in that solo mid role. We'll see who takes him over. Normally it's actually Synderen sometimes that takes it over, so maybe that's gonna be something that we'll see. As I remember the last time I casted a game with Synderen solo mid, he was playing Enigma solo mid. In come 2 supports helping their other solo mid to gank Synderen, and he walks away with a double kill and with his life. That was a showing. Don't think it's gonna happen again, but who knows. We're gonna see a Train Protector and a Gyrocopter from Mouz, a Doom band out, and they have done their homework.
Yeah, once you told me about that and I saw that Doom ban in the first ban phase, I was like, Mouz, they looked into this, they saw how they beat Alliance, they were probably surprised about it too, they were expecting Alliance, and they go right away with the Doom ban. So if you know that's what your opponent's been riding to victory against other top teams, why not just, say, let's take that out. We can play against some of these other heroes. If this is the hero they like, let's take them out of that comfort zone.
Yeah, I kind of like it. I'm curious to see what Red is going to use right now, because, I mean, personally, I looked at their previous results, and it wasn't really something spectacular, apart from yesterday's 2-1 victory over Alliance. But, I mean, like we just said, Doom was used in both of those matches. What are they going to do if that Doom is removed? And how are they planning on winning against such a strong powerhouse as Mouz is? They ban out the Bat and Lone Druid, so just some standard bans with the Clockwork and the Darkseer out of there as well. They know that Mouz probably still needs an offlaner, though in theory Train Protector could do that as well. And it looks like there are... Oh, can't hear anybody in game. That's not good, is it? I'll toggle it on and off.
Yeah, let's both do that. Mine was already on too, so I don't know. I went with the toggle, hopefully it's working now.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think I'll work with the toggle. Toggle is good. Ooh, there we go. Weird bug. But yeah. All of a sudden I don't have Dota sound anymore. Really? Dota? Oh, never mind. I hear Weaver being picked up. Thank you, Dota. Confusing. So many issues all of a sudden. But yeah, I kind of like Mouz lineup. And now with the Weaver Train Protector, I think we've seen it a lot more lately.
Yeah, it's gonna become popular probably after we saw the successful sweet game with it. It's a pretty powerful combo though. Weaver, he needs the survivability. Train obviously gives him the survivability, so everything's good. And we'll see if they can run it kind of as well as maybe some of the other teams have.
Yeah, with the Weaver on the off lane, able to dive past anything. Or Weaver, just any solo lane to be fair. Just being able to dive past tier 2s if you really want to with that living armor. It just the potential that it offers is really scary for Red, I think. They've picked up a fairly safe support though. The Shadow Demon is of course one of those saviors. But Nature's Prophet is one of those heroes that if he gets caught out, he's gonna die. Like, he doesn't really have an escape mechanism apart from TPing out. And Weaver has got, at the start, high enough burst to probably take him down before that actually happens. And I think one of the solutions to that for Red will be to put just that Nature's Prophet into the jungle and just run a safe tri lane perhaps.
Well, one thing important to note is that Mouz don't actually have a stun really right now for Nature's Prophet. They have missile from Gyrocopter and like Treant Protector ultimate, but that only even interrupts the teleport since he can still cast during it. So it's kind of hard to necessarily kill Nature's Prophet, especially early, maybe more in the mid game once he gets a little bit of survivability, especially with maybe something like a Shadow Blade. They have to dust, and then he tries to teleport out anyways because they don't really stop it yet. Maybe they'll pick up a stun here and be able to set up some more successful ganks with it. But it's kind of difficult when you don't have really any disables at all.
Yeah. I would actually not be surprised to see Bane. Oh wow! Yeah, I know I said the Bane after he got picked, but I wasn't gonna say the Bane because it was like the only setup stun that was still in there.
Yeah, I really was expecting Bane as well because that was like kind of a Zizu signature hero when he used to play for KP. He was very, very good on Bane.
Well, that's good to know.
So I'm not really surprised at all to see him picking up the Bane for Mouse Sports here.
And it looks like Koikfa will just sit in the middle lane up on the Queen of Pain. I mean, he is used to playing a solo lane, of course. Solo off lane is slightly different, but yeah, the sound, by the way, got fixed by us toggling our microphones. I'm happy that that's something that we can do. It's very professional. Just go into the settings and toggle your microphone and it fixes. We can do that.
Just keep pressing on and off like 6 times. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it will work sometime. It's like keep turning your computer on and off to see if something else is fixed, like, or your modem on and off to see if your internet is fixed yet. Hint towards yesterday for you, I guess.
Oh my god. It was like, my internet was down for like 18 hours.
Oh, that's such a long time though. Like, luckily you have internet on your phone, but like you...
Prepare for battle.
Yeah, it was a very long day. And then it went up for that like 5 minutes, so I was like, yeah, it's working now. I did tests, and then as I was getting ready to go again, it just went down. Didn't come back up for like 6 more hours. It's like, sweet. Thanks, Comcast.
Thank you, Tornado, whatever it was, Storm. I don't know. We don't really have those kind of issues here. Like, we don't have cables that are on the above the floor, kind of.
Yeah, it's a big problem actually in the United States. All of our cables for everything still run above ground, so anytime there's a storm, power outages and internet and phone and everything.
It seems so like it almost seemed like primitive. It's like,
well, it's because it is. Because a lot of this stuff started here before they would have thought to put it underground. This was just how they ran cables back then.
like that.
So these are still all the old internet and cable lines that have been there forever. It's actually like a big issue in America, but probably need to talk about the game.
Yeah, true. We are gonna see, of course, Mouse Sports. They are on the dire side. They are playing with they're playing with the stand-in. We have these teams they've never faced before. That's quite interesting, actually. Red in the Dark has been one of the teams that has been able to create those kind of upsets. You know, that can just, like yesterday, they come out of nowhere, but then they take you down like 2 times in a row with a Doom. That happened. Sorry, spoilers for yesterday. But yeah, Zizou will be standing in. Fada is not here, but Zizou will be taking on the support role here on the Bane. He'll be supporting Paz here for a minute here. Paz playing the Weaver on the off lane. It will be Koikfa who will take on the solo lane now that Fada is missing. He'll be on his Queen of Pain with Syndrin playing the Treant Protector. That's a very hard hitting Treant Protector, by the way. If he gets in range of you, you lose half your health. And a solo lane for Black on the top lane. And it looks like we're gonna see a bit of an aggressive trial in here for Mouse Sports on the bottom lane. And I'll leave Red in the Dark for you to introduce.
Right, Rat in the Dark, for their defensive trial, we're going to have Sifla on the Lifestealer. Lipis on the Leshrac, Dako taking up the Shadow Demon. Mid lane going to be Boogie. On the Puck, and finally, their off lane, who's actually jungling, will be Spin on the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, I wonder if Spin is actually going to rotate top now that he realizes that there's actually a bit of a semi-trial in here on the bottom lane.
It's probably for the best that he does once he gets like 1 more level and grabs that point and teleport. But he might sit in the jungle just a little bit longer and try and get some farm that way. He's not going to have... Obviously he can farm pretty well up against just a solo Gyrocopter, but it's not the safest lane either. If he gets hit by a homing missile, it's pretty likely he just dies from the rocket barrage from Black.
Yeah, Black definitely an experienced Gyrocopter player, so yeah, probably not underestimating him too much. I do like that Bane is already specking up his Enfeeble, and like that was his first skill also as well. Just making sure that Lifestealer's life is troublesome here. And Paz, he is not able to farm that much. I mean, he is getting harassed a little bit, and he can't really overextend too much, because one disruption could mean the end. And well, he's sitting on 3 last hits, but just shutting down the Lifestealer should be is enough for now.
Yeah, and Cinderen's up in the top lane because of that global presence provided by Living Armor. He can just sit up there and pull. Help Black out a little bit with maintaining control of the lane.
Living armor. Wow. So that was the combination that Red in the Dark had here, right? Disruption, followed up by Split Earth. There was an open wounds. Actually, there was no open wounds. Maybe that was a problem. But Pass, Living Armor kept him up, and he could just Shakushi out himself out of there. Even though there was the Sentry Ward, I mean, it didn't really matter. It wasn't enough to take him down. Living Armor OP. Even though apparently Train Protector doesn't have that high of a win rate.
Oh, from that last stat?
Yeah.
That was saying that Lifestealer only has like 28% or something?
Yeah.
Or was it Tree?
Yeah. Tree Protector 28, Lifestealer 57 or so. We almost had the Bane, the Shadow Demon going down here on the bottom lane. Again, the same combination, and with the counter initiation this time from past the Split Earth was a bit too early. The coordination here not entirely timed properly, so this time just completely missed. In the meantime, on the middle lane, Boogie is having a bit of a tough time. He's 9 for 1 for now. Koifa sitting on 17 to 4. That's a big difference in that middle lane. While this normally would be considered to be a skill matchup, I mean, Koifa is just dominating right now here on this lane.
Yeah, it looks like Boogie's having some trouble dodging those Shadow Strikes just based on the harass he's taking. Somebody Quakefa doing a really good job of baiting out the phase shift to make sure it lands. And if you could do that, it's not actually that hard of a matchup for Queen of Pain. It has pretty good base damage. They both went Null Talisman builds, which is also not particularly surprising since they're going to be focusing mostly on trying to out-CS each other early.
Yeah, well, for now, Quakefa doing a good job. But I mean, Living Armor helps him. We can't forget that every solo lane that has a Treant Protector on his side has got a easier time in the mid lane. At least probably won't die in a matchup that is supposed to be a skill matchup. So I guess in that case, I mean, Boogie could harass Koifa, but Living Armor will heal him up anyway again. In the meantime, Spin has made his way towards the top lane. We do have a Synderen sitting around here as well, though, and he has got his lead sheet, so maybe we're gonna see some action. Should Spin actually go a bit too far away from his tower, but it looks like he's just playing it very safe. And he'll come in when the tower is under siege, and probably until that happens, we'll sit in the jungle once again.
Yeah, and unless he gets really out of position, it's going to be pretty difficult for those two to kill him. Again, because no disable there to stop him from just TPing out. Except for the homing missile that usually takes longer to get to him than the TP does to go off. He's going to make his way back immediately to top lane, though. Maybe surprising that he even walked to the jungle since he didn't do anything there by the time he had to teleport back. Just basically wastes some mana.
Exercise?
Yeah, he's going for a walk.
Yeah,
but definitely, one of the weird things that's going on right now for Red is that they're not really out CSing in any lane, and they're also not really getting the best of experience because they're running that tri-lane against the dual lane. They're rocking some pulls now to deny some of that experience, but these supports not doing particularly well, especially when we have a solo Treant up in the top lane who's been pulling, and then also Zizu. He's tied with them in levels, and he's been doing at least a little bit of pulling at the Ancients. I guess it's only one stack, but things are like looking good for Mousesports if they're doing this well in farm and they're not falling behind in experience.
Wow. 9% more win rate with the Weaver Train Protector lineup. That's actually quite a lot as well. CK Wisp, you have been replaced.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that goes down with frequency, though.
Yeah.
The combo hasn't been picked up so much yet.
Pass.
Oh, Pa's actually in trouble, yeah.
He gets himself out. Living Armor would have been there too. I mean, if we talk about who is gonna go down first, I would actually put it in the side of Rat just because they might be at some point thinking they have a kill, and then there's gonna be Living Armor and Mouse turns it around. That's what my expectation is in terms of who is going to be going down. At least someone of Red, I think, purely because of the Living Armor, thinking that you have a kill, but then no can do.
Yeah, a spell like Living Armor, you always have to be kind of really aware of it, because if it comes out when you think that you're ahead and it suddenly puts you behind, that's how you give up kills when you really don't need to be. But Rat, I don't know if they can sit here and just keep falling behind on farm. They're not really doing that well. I guess Lifestealer's trading with Weaver, but Black is getting everything he wants up in the top lane. He's almost got 50 CS in 7 minutes. Yeah. And Treant being up here with the summons isn't actually helping the situation that much.
No, he's just trying to get some experience here. Spin that is on the Nature's Prophet. Yeah, I mean he's trying to pull a lane back. He maybe is prolonging the life of his tier 1 tower, which is nice. I mean, Black will probably get the tower at some point anyway, though. But he's getting something. Trying to slow it down a little bit, but yeah, tower will go down. And yeah, you're right. I mean, that's just 3 lanes that are won by Mouz. And even though it's not won by kills on the bottom lane, they are winning it in terms of shutting down that lifestealer enough to keep even Puss on par. I mean, Puss is a off-lane Weaver, and yes, he has support with him, and that Enfeeble is really making Sifla's life hell here. But he's not like... Yeah.
Yeah, they're going even on farm, and that's all you need to do when you're effectively a dual lane versus a tri lane. They're going to Weaver again.
Yeah, here comes a stun. Sifla though, trying to do something. Boogie comes in, living armor here too. Puss under the sentry ward tries to exchange blows with the lifestealer, and actually it is Puss that ends up going down, with Boogie rotating for that one. And even with the Enfeeble, Sifla was able to get the last hit. I think he's gonna be really happy with that. I mean, you just said like, I mean, yeah, you said it's all you need to do is play even if you're on the aggressive lane. That's a win on itself. Playing even, but right now no longer even. And Sifla getting the first blood gold. In terms of net worth, of course, the Gyro was still very far ahead, but it did give Sifla a bit of a boost.
Yeah, it helps him a lot, especially since he's not like getting amazing farm again, mostly because of Enfeeble. But the living armor I think was a little bit late, maybe on pause. Could have helped a little bit to, if it came out earlier, just blocked some of that damage early on. Maybe he gets away without being quite so low on HP, can just afford to break the tether. I don't know, didn't work out that great though, and pause does go down, so it's good for Rat to be able to get a kill on that Weaver, particularly through the living armor. Yeah, and there comes the gank from Quake.
Indeed. Synderen coming here too to the bottom lane. Everybody wants a piece of this. It is Lifestealer and Leshrac that are gonna be going down. Let's see who drops first. Puss taking a lot of damage from that Edict too though, and will end up going down. Boogie comes in, takes 1 kill. Can he take another? Zizou trying to do what he can. Sonic Wave over the top though. Zizou will still end up going down. Boogie's still alive for now, and it is Synderen that drops. It is 3-4-1. Boogie lives, and most importantly, Lifestealer lives. And Puss went down, Zizou went down, Synderen went down. That's a massive fight for Red. It was initiated by Mouz, and all they got was 1 support Leshrac.
Yeah, just good reaction from Red and Dark to get down there with the puck, and then they're able to kind of just turn it around pretty heavily. It puts them in a pretty sizable kill lead, 4-1 now, only 10 minutes in. But at the same time, Black, he's finished off that tower in the top lane. He's still farming. He's ahead by 30 some CS on the Lifestealer. So even if Lifestealer's getting these kills, he's still, including first blood, he's still about 1,000 gold behind Lifestealer at the moment. So that's a pretty sizable margin.
Yeah, and of course next to that you've got the Queen of Pain that you can compare to Boogie. Queen of Pain has got 1 kill. She didn't die in that fight on the bottom lane. She got the kill on the Leshrac, of course. And she is doing really well. And Puck, even though he was involved and he hasn't died yet, he is still quite far away from ever getting a Blink Dagger. And he actually has only got like 90 gold in his inventory with no Blink Dagger on the courier. No, like nice courier they have, by the way. I mean, that's gonna be slowing Red down. Like the thing that I would like to see, because we know Black is free farming, and that's really good for mouse sports. And that basically means that Red have got this window of opportunity, like when Black is ready, he'll come and help the rest of mouse sports. So before that happens, Red can make something happen and can put themselves in an advantageous position. If that's a word, which I don't know. But because Puck doesn't have the Blink Dagger, it will take some time before they actually find themselves there, before they can actually do something with the heroes that they have. Lifestealer will continue to farm until Puck can initiate into some fights, but yeah. Troublesome.
Definitely troublesome. So it's still kind of I guess I haven't looked at the charts. Yeah, it's pretty close to even, all things considered. Even though that they're ahead by those 3 kills, and it looks like the bottom lane went pretty heavily in favor of Red at this point with all the kills taking place down there. It's just Black is still getting everything he wants. And we've seen a lot of teams, I think, at this point that have kind of fallen into the Black has been able to just sit in top and farm, and then comes out and carries really hard. So I'm hoping Red have a plan. that they're going to eventually start moving on him, try and set up those kills, slow down his farm in some way, and don't just continue to let him up here for another 8 minutes until he's got all of the farm that he needs for the 20 minutes on a hero like Gyrocopter.
Yeah, you would assume that they have a plan though, like considering they are consciously leaving Black there. They didn't have a plan to go aggressive against him. My guess is that their plan is farm up before Black is too big and then try to fight them without Black and then get ahead, take towers and keep ahead, and at some point be able to break the base. Shut the rest of Mousesports down, and you'll be able to just kill off all the supports of Mousesports. And in the end only have Black left standing, and then you can take down Black.
I mean, it's certainly a plan for dealing with carries. If it works out that way, it'd be great for them. It's just hard to say if it will work out for them at this point.
Time
they
will
have a
tell.
lot more in the form of disables than Mouse really do, so that can really help them as the game goes on. But it looks like we'll see if there's a fight in the bottom lane, because that push is going to be coming out from Rat.
And that Edict being there as well. There is a fortification still being used right now. So we'll see if... Because, I mean, this is a very hard pushing lineup. We have got Endless Shrek and the Nature's Prophet. Definitely a lot of push going through. We'll see if Mouz will do something against it. And they are TPing in. Still no Black though, he is still farming. There comes Black. This means business. Mouz. Sonic Wave hits on 3. Nice splitter. Slows Quickfire down. Nice Nightmare. Stopping Spin from getting out of there. In the meantime, Lapis trying to run for his life. Will be able to do that. Infest out. Dream Call up on 3. They go back in. Quickfire gets picked up. Nice cooldown. And Overgrowth. Zipla trying to TP himself out and looks to be safe. At home, Puck not so lucky. Lapis still alive for the moment. Another Nightmare up on Spin that didn't go down just yet. Maybe he'll go down now though, and looks like he does indeed drop. That is 2 for 1 in the end. Am I saying that properly, or no? It's 2 for 3. That was a bot back Nature's Prophet that died again.
1 for 3.
1 for 3. Yeah. Did I say that?
One. Yeah, you said 2 for 3.
Yeah, 1 for 3.
Yeah, so Nature's Prophet bought back, came back in to try and, I guess, help, and then died again immediately. I think he mostly brought back to use his ult while they had them like all caught in the Dream Coil and the Infest damage combo, but they weren't really able to get anyone down with that. He ports in, and I don't know, it just doesn't end up working out for them at all. A big team fight for Mouse. They even up the kill score 5-5 now, and Paz gets the last hit on a tower as well. So they're going to be sitting pretty after that fight, and Red are going to have to probably rethink their strategy. Kill in the mid lane.
Yeah, in the meantime, Quickfire indeed picks up the Shadow Demon, and with the living armor, he'll be back to full HP in no time. Quickfire, of course, the only one that did die in that engagement on the bottom lane. Only one for Mousesports, that is. But able to get some gold back into his pocket by just killing off the Shadow Demon. Of course, that was the first fight that Black was actually involved in, and he picks up 2 kills from that. No assists, just kills. So really nice for him. And he has his BKB ready, and look at this ancient stack. He'll be rich beyond his beliefs again in no time.
Yeah, Zizou has been doing a pretty good job of stacking this during this early game. When he wasn't really doing too much in lane for Weaver, he would head over here and try and grab a stack whenever he could get it. And that does give quite a bit additional farm to Black. He has the BKB, he has the Ring of Keela, so he's already sitting like at a decent mid-game gyro build, and he's going to be even more farmed after taking these ancients.
Yep, and that window that we were talking about, it's kind of closing, or at least it's going to be like for Red, it's kind of closing. I think if they don't do something soon to get themselves ahead, because with their lineup that they have, I feel like they have to find a way to get ahead in order to be able to find Mouse to begin with. Because if you like would even up these lineups and you would put them 5-on-5, Mousesports is gonna take that with an Overgrowth, with the lead sheet as well. Shouldn't be underestimated there, with the cooldown, Sonic Wave, team fight potential going the way of Mousesports guaranteed. And once they start 5-man Dotaing, you've got your split push Nature's Prophet, but I'm not sure how much he can do just yet. He's got his hand of Midas, but that's about all he has. He just needs a lot more time to be able to turn into that very dangerous Nature's Prophet split pusher.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, pretty typical for Nature's Prophet, is that you're sitting there and you have a Midas and just kind of some gold beyond that at this point. Maybe typically have a little bit more, but he's died a couple times after that buyback. It's just, Their team fight's not bad on Ret. They have a lot of magic damage, and normally that'd be really good in these mid-game team fights, but you know you're going up against a carry like Gyrocopter, who almost always rushes BKB.
Well, they want to try and take down Pasto. The Split Earth is not going to be there. The Demonic Purge is going to be there. The Dust is there as well. Time lapse away. Runs for his life. Living armor up on there, and he is home safe. 4 heroes used for that by Rat. To no avail, so they wasted a lot of time there.
Yeah, and I don't even know if they can get that kill, even if the Split Earth lands. I understand why he's using it, like, so early. He's trying to cut it as close as possible, maybe having just a little bit of issue with the timing, because they need to be able to get pause before he's able to shift away, but... Or time lapse, rather. It's just
yeah, that's
not
going to be
well
one deadless strike, by the way. Oh, nice Split Earth, still. Soul Catcher goes on as well. Second ward is going to go down too late, though. Open Wounds is still going to be there. They know that they don't have a time lapse, but there is the Shikushi, obviously. Was close call. Lapis lives though.
Yeah, but without Puck, they just really don't have the disable they need to be able to kill a hero like Weaver. They need the coil, they need the silence. One of those spells to really be able to take him down, even with the setup stun from Lapis on the Leshrac.
Yeah, in the meantime, Mouz pushing a bit on the mid tower. Tier 1 tower, last one standing on the side of Rat. Sonic Wave. Boogie silenced up. Orchid not doing enough damage to kill him off. 25 HP left, but yeah, that was an H Prophet going down. Fiend's Grip being used for that one. And Queen of Pain going very low because of it, but ends up living as well. And that will be the Tier 1 tower dead. So that's all Tier 1 towers gone on the side of Red in the Dark, who've only picked up one Tier 1 tower on the side of Mouse Sports, which is the Tier 1 bottom they got fairly early on.
Yeah, they're trying their best. It's pretty difficult for them to hold on when they lose that fight, especially against a team like Mouse Sports, just going to get stronger and stronger as the game goes on with heroes like Weaver, Queen of Pain, and Gyrocopter. They don't really have the late game to hold out, I don't think.
Question remains, how much time is Mouse going to give them? They have smoked up though, they're looking for a pickoff. Can't really find anybody just yet, but they'll walk into Boogie, who has an infested Lifestealer in him, and Boogie might actually be going down before Lifestealer can come out to help. Brain Sap gonna be helping, getting Quickfire that kill with the nice blink, by the way, Quickfire with the Orchid. And yeah, Queen of Pain was blinking herself into trees. Maybe otherwise they could have tried to go on the Lifestealer, but for now Lifestealer gets himself out there alive while his taxi ride goes down.
Yeah, it's a good plan with the infested Puck to try and set up a kill somewhere. They happen to just walk into the smoke, which is unfortunate for them. But Queen of Pain does so much damage with this Orchid, and Puck is so vulnerable to Orchid that they just die before Puck can do anything in a fight like that.
Yeah, Puck does have his Blink Dagger, but the thing is, he needs to be able to be in there first. Because if he's not, that Queen of Pain is going to be in on him and he will be silenced, and he can't do anything when he's silenced. But for that to happen, Rat is kind of lacking a bit of vision. They do now put down some new wards there. Have some in the mid lane, still have the sentry bottom, and of course in the Radiant jungle still one as well. But I don't know, they like, we know like Red Dota, right? That's the safe Dota, the turtle Dota, and it feels like they're following in that role here again. As Pass has some trouble, time lapse still gonna be there. There goes the Dream Coil tick, but the Surge away. TP out, is it gonna be in time? No, he might still live though. Living armor? Nah, he's not gonna live. I mean, we've seen it before, living 4 versus 1.
Yeah, but they had the Puck this time,
yeah.
like I was saying last time. The Puck is really the one who hassles
that silence.
That Weaver so much. Yeah, the silence and the Dream Coil. And it looks like Lifestealer's going for an Orchid. It's been a little while, I think, since we've seen this build. It was popular for a short period of time, when everyone, it seemed like, was picking up Orchid every game. And then it got kind of relegated back to some amount of infrequency, but it's very powerful against Weaver, and I think that's why he's going for it. And should have it in the near future, assuming he is going Orchid with Oblivion Staff. I don't think he'd go the other items that they can go into. But yeah, it's definitely powerful.
Refresh your Lifestealer.
Yeah, guys, like, refresh your Lifestealer? It doesn't seem like... Maybe he really wants to use Infest twice, I don't know. So yeah, he'll have that Orchid, and that's going to be able to help set up those kills on Weaver very, very effectively as well. Yep. Once they have that up, the Shadow Blade for Nisha's Prophet, they're starting to get some items up, some of these mid-game items to try and keep them in it. But Mouse Sports, you know, Black still hasn't died.
And do you think, like, because I mean, if we're talking Turtle Dota here, late game, 50 minutes into this game, I would still put Mouse in favor of it.
Yeah, I think Mouse Sports is definitely definitely has an advantage as the game goes on. I think Queen of Pain is just a little bit more effective than Puck as the game goes on. You can sort of transition Queen of Pain into a right clicker.
Oh, they
Whereas
go for
Puck-
pass. The silence is there. It might be enough. It is enough. They take him down. Dream Coil up on 2. Zuzu getting one snap there. Split Earth misses. Spin comes in. There goes a Treant. Sprout up. Fiend's Grip doesn't do anything anymore. That's basically a wasted Fiend's Grip right there. And that is 3 kills on the board in favor of Red. And they will take a tier 1 tower mid off the back of that. There was a nice gank coming off. Oh, never mind. Hello, Quickfire. Welcome to the fight. There's Lapis gone. That's gonna be a tower living, actually. Quickfire on black. Coming in. I was gonna say, like, it's still a good trade, though. They still get 3 people, and most importantly, they get pass. But it's, a shame that they had to lose Lapis for it, and they don't get a tower in return for it.
Yeah, it's good rotation for Mouz Sports, so they can be in there and they can try and force them off that tower with just the 2 heroes they had remaining. Black is quite harmony as that BKB does good damage at this point, and Quakefa, of course, doing quite a bit of damage as well. We even saw him throw the Sonic Wave out to just like snipe that kill on the Leshrac, but because all of the abilities were down from Red, their team fight spells, like everything Puck has, the Nature's Prophet ult to do damage, everything like that, they can't really continue to force that fight in that tower, not unless they really want to get into a right-click fight with a farmed gyrocopter.
Which is not really what you want to do at this point. He, by the way, has almost 4,500 gold. So he's looking
no big deal.
Reach. By the way, I kind of want to point out, like, okay, Zizu is a stand-in here, but look at the ward coverage that they have. That Mouz Sports has. They have covered, like, every exit, like, very aggressive warding. With sentry wards included. Now also one of the Roche pit. I mean, he's just keeping those wards up constantly, and I think he's doing a really great job here as an army of Treants comes in to check out what's happening at Roshan. I'm not sure if they can go in though, but it looks like they want to. They blink in, they infest out. Where's that Dream Call? The silence is already there. Boogie can't do anything. It looks to be going down before he can do anything else. Oh, phase shift! Fiend's Grip up on Sifla. There goes the orb. It's still gonna be Cinnamon that goes down. Sifla taking damage. Sifla going down. Puck is also already down. The rest of the team has kind of said, you know, we're just gonna back off. See you later, guys. And they just ran for their lives after seeing their 2 initiators kind of get picked off there. And that's gonna be the Aegis for Black. And I think right now, or maybe when he has his butterfly, they'll say, let's 5-man.
Yeah, and that's just kind of how the fight went sloppily for Rat. They chased after the Treant. They really wanted to get him down before he could get his spells off, which makes sense. If you can take him down, there's not going to be living armor. There's not going to be an overgrowth disrupting who your team fight power. But because they chased him so far, it's hard for supports to really get through there. They had to go up that choke point right next to where that troll summoner is sitting right now, and the supports can't get through there to really provide anything.
Yeah.
Like Darks or Shadow Demon, Leshrac, they couldn't get up there, and they were just kind of forced to back off. And at that point, what is Puck and Lifestealer really going to do against 4 heroes?
Nothing really, and of course Puck couldn't. Yeah, he couldn't even get anything off. I think his Dream Coil was still on cooldown, or did he actually try and use it? I think it was still on cooldown. It's almost off cooldown now though, but. Yeah, he couldn't do anything, and at least they got Sinrin, right? And they got something out of it. Skill score is only 1 kill difference. But if we look at the net worth graph, I mean, that looks pretty scary. We've got and Quickfa and Black sitting so incredibly high up on gold, and now a butterfly up on Gyro. And there's not enough damage for Red to do anything about him right now.
Yeah, Black is very, very difficult to kill. We saw that BKB on Queen of Pain that she used in the last fight, so she's becoming quite difficult to kill and approaching really quickly that Scythe gold. And then she'll have that up, and Lifestealer is going to be very vulnerable to this Queen of Pain just blinking in, and with the silence with the Scythe, killing him before he can really do anything.
And the question is, how much Red Dodo can Red really pull out still before Mouz Sports knocks them over? Because I mean, it still feels like they're trying to play fairly conservative, apart from the Nyx bomb just now. But considering that failed, they're probably going to continue being very conservative again. And I'm kind of worried for them.
Yeah, they're not sitting there trying to force fights constantly, but they are trying to force fights occasionally. And some of them worked, some of them really haven't. They're kind of close to even in kills. But the kills that they're getting aren't really the valuable ones. They're not taking down Black, they're not taking down Quakefa really. Quakefa's died that one time, Black hasn't died at all, and now has an Aegis. So like they're killing supports, sure, that's great. They've killed Paz quite a few times, which is a valuable kill on the Weaver, taking him down. He's actually 0 and 4. But when their teams are running these dual carry lineups that are somewhat common, I guess, nowadays, if you're only focusing on one carry, particularly the one who wasn't getting the better of the farm, it doesn't actually help as much as you might think. Paz is eventually going to get something. Like, he's approaching Lincoln's now at this point just because the game is going longer and longer. And Black, in the meantime, is huge because he really wasn't focused at all.
Yeah, in the meantime, the tier 1 and tier 2 top go down on the side of Mouseport, so that's some nice gold for Red. But they might actually lose their tier 3 here. They don't have any fortifications anymore. And they are gonna TP back here. Disruption up on Black. Soul Catcher there as well. Split Earth too early once again.
Yeah, Lepiz is having a lot of trouble. That's really problematic when you have a lineup like this. You're really reliant on that Leshrac stun hitting, and when you're committing the Shadow Demon Disruption to it as well, that's 2 of your very few disables that you're committing on one thing, and if you just kind of completely whiff that Leshrac stun, it doesn't do that much.
Yeah, it looks like tier 3 tower might indeed still be in some trouble. There goes another. Hey, that's stun hit. Split Earth, there we go.
Fastest butterfly pickup in EMS, that's pretty impressive. I mean, it comes down to really how many people pick up the butterfly early necessarily as well.
Yeah.
Since it's not always... The build order for Gyrocopter isn't really consistent. But this is really smart by Mouz. They're just sitting on the high ground with Black to take the tower down.
Yeah, and look at that flat cannon. That's gonna be one Shadow Demon on the sidelines. Lifestealer getting Fiend's Grip, and he'll go down. BKB turned on by Black, and he can just sit there and hit stop with his flat cannon on, and nobody from Red dares coming close. The buybacks are there, but Mousesports is already out. In the meantime, on the top lane, it was Spin that tried to do some split pushing, but didn't get the tier 3 tower down, so that's not gonna make that big of a difference. And Mousesports, I'm thinking rotate bottom, go again. Or rotate top, take down the tier 1. Tier 2 rather. Considering they then also don't have to worry about split pushes on the top lane.
It was really good for them to be able to get that. The Aegis I think is going to be reclaimed shortly, like a minute or so. Yeah, there goes the thing actually. Right as I say it. So yeah, they're gonna not have the Aegis for the next fight. I don't know if Mouse are gonna try and force the issue with it, or wait until Roshan's back up. With the position they're in, it's pretty safe for them to just sit and say, well, we can wait for another Roshan, make sure we have that up before we force this next fight. Their timing was really good on that push to make sure that like Aegis was down for as short a time as possible after they take the Rax, which I think is what a lot of teams do. They wait till like 4 minutes after they take the Roshan to try and go for the uphill fight.
Yep. What are you expecting Aegis Prophet to get? Because he's got 3,600 gold. And it's like a question, is he gonna be in fights? Or is he gonna be split pushing? I think that's gonna be determining his item choice here, mostly.
I think if he tries to go like hard for split pushing, it's not gonna work out the way they want it to. I don't think they're in a position right now where they can just go all in and say, well, he's gonna split push and we'll out split push you. Because we saw what happened last time, like they traded 2 towers for 2 towers, but they lost a tier 3, which is much worse. So they're kind of pushing at a similar rate, and eventually they're forced back just because Mouz has no problem right now. Just saying, we'll go high ground, that's fine. Spin's actually hanging out. Oh, jeez. That's a really unfortunate time for him to disconnect.
Yep, and there is a Fiend's Grip as well.
Yeah, he's got the Lifestealer infested in him.
Yes, let's see if Zizou turns around, he's gonna Fiend's Grip that guy. We do have close by Sinrin, but they are the only 2 that are really close by here. There is a Shadow Blade though, and there is no detection up on Zizou. We're letting you go. Oh.
Yeah, that's like super unfortunate. So classy of Mouse Sports to just say, alright, we won't Fiend's Grip you because you're probably dead if we Fiend's Grip you.
Yeah, sportsmanship right there.
They don't know that Lifestealer's in there, which makes it a little bit different, but they don't have to tell them Lifestealer's in there now. So we can like teleport back to base and then teleport back out, which is exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he buys an ultimate orb, so Scythe of Ice, I think that's the right call. He needs to go team fight if they want to really be able to win.
Control in the fights. Try to get ganks. I mean, they do have... If they find people... they're gonna go for this. They're gonna find pass. Where's the detection, though? You can't gank a Lifestealer without detection unless you know for a fact that your silence is gonna go off in time, which it didn't. So that's gonna be
Radiant's top
oh,
tower
wasted
has
gank.
fallen.
Quite wasted gank.
Yeah, they were. I don't know. They almost had it. The sense was just late,
Oh,
and they're gonna
hex.
go on Sif instead.
Nice
Good
disruption though coming off from Dako, and will allow Sifla to get away. Brilliant disruption right there.
Yeah, but they just kind of trade spells, and Gyrocopter doesn't really care about wasting his ult there because it has such a short cooldown.
Oh.
He's been level 16 forever.
And Boogie trying to go in on again, in on pass again. He did get the silence off this time, but he was all by himself, so couldn't really do anything, especially not with that living armor there around there as well. And I think for Rat it's just a question of waiting until Mouz makes the next move, unless they can actually find a successful gank, which they'll have to wait for the infested Puck or Lifestealer or Nature's Prophet again, I think.
Yeah, they're trying to make something happen, and they're probably feeling that pressure right now that they have to make something happen. We see Roshan respawning in a couple minutes. If they, like, the timing right now is not super important if they get something, as long as they can sort of go even on farm, but they're not really going even on farm while we're sitting here either. It's just kind of Mouse getting further and further ahead. The problem is in a couple minutes, like a minute and a half or so, we're going to see a fight probably take place near the Roach Pit, and Mouse Sport's in a position where they're likely going to win it, unless Rat pulls something pretty great out, manage to set up a kill, maybe get a pick off from the side of the fight on one of these bigger heroes.
Yeah, they're gonna try to gank up on someone. Shadowblade used. Nobody here anymore though. I mean, Pass is already out there. Just waiting for someone to come and hiding until he does. Oh look, there's Pass again. Sprouts, Lincolns, hello. That was the Orchid right there, I think.
Yeah. So now he's going to have to try and use open wounds before he uses Orchid. And that's going to be somewhat difficult for him because assuming that the Weaver has decent reaction time, it's not going to ever really work out. As soon as he sees you pop out, he'll start trying to spam the button. And that extra half second, quarter of a second, whatever, can be enough for Weaver to just get away. So Lincoln's now, it's going to be problematic. 30 seconds till Roshan.
Yeah, they do have a gem now up on the puck, so they might be able to make something happen with him. He's also going for a side of ice, and he actually almost has it complete, or am I saying that properly? He might even have it complete right now.
He's like 75 gold off.
He's gonna sell the bottle.
Yeah, okay.
There we go.
Then he has enough.
Then he has enough. Roshan, I'm actually thinking Rat might not even try to do anything against this, because they will probably lose that fight. And if they lose a fight here in the Roche pit, it might be more than just Roche that they lose. Considering the lanes are not really in their favor, especially that bottom lane. And Mousesports can get there in no time.
They're gonna fight. If they give this up, they're gonna have to deal with Black just sitting on high ground, killing their tower again, and they can't really beat that, but they're not making it in here in time.
Well, they're not making it in time at all. So they already have to back off, and right now Dako is in a lot of trouble. Gets Hex. They check if there is anybody else, but then they'll just settle for Shadow Demon. Saw them looking around. Shadow Demon was not the one that they wanted, but they'll have to settle, and Mousesports, yeah, I mean, with what you said, they're probably gonna do exactly that. They do have this time Quickfire picking up the Aegis though. So they mean a bit more business than before, I think. I think they just want to take a full-on team fight. They can do it. Their gold is about 20k in favor for them. Experience graph going towards that same amount, and I'm thinking this is gonna be the push that they want to be the last, want to have happen the last push, whatever. You know what I mean? Weird English
Yeah,
is weird.
and with how the last fight went here at the tower in the mid lane, it's probably right for Quickfire to take it. Black is nigh impossible for them to kill with that kind of lineup anyways with the BKB.
Oh, Blinking, silence as well. They hex up on Black. Me is actually taking a lot of damage. Sonic Wave will still pick up the puck. Nice overgrowth up on 2 here. Sifla will end up dropping. But Piss with the Shadow Blade gets Fiend's Grip, get killed off. There goes the Shadow Demon again as well. And the only one left alive is Spin, who wasn't in the fight because he was pushing on the top lane. The GG gets called. This was only game number 1 though. This is of course the best out of 3 for the EMS group stage. It is group number C. This is the winner's bracket of group number C. Rat came here because they beat Alliance in a best out of 3. Mousesports got here by beating 4FC in a best out of 3. And the winner of this best out of 3 will go to the LAN playoffs in Poland. And we'll see if Mousesports can make it a 2-0 or if Rat can force out a third game just like they did with Alliance. Of course, I'm not here by myself. I'm joined here today by Kanaz as well as by MusikDota, who is your statsman for today, and we'll be back with you in just a moment because we'll be heading ourselves onto the second game of this best out of 3 winners bracket finals. Stick around for more EMS1 Dota coming your way in just a second.